Welcome back to CNBC Meets Defining Values. I've travelled to Serbia to visit one of the schools that the Novak Djokovic Foundation supports to catch up with the tennis superstar.
It took 2 years to build this school, so
yeah, no,
we always try to focus on disadvantaged areas. UNICEF helped us with a database to provide us the information where are those areas exactly where it's needed the most. So this place, this village is one of the poorest areas in this part of Serbia. So it has about over 500 children there on the waiting list for kindergarten or any preschool program for that matter. This can accommodate 150 children. Beautiful. It's wonderful to see so many smiles and positive energy.
I know.
It's great.
It's wonderful, and the colours are wonderful.
Yes.
I just want to take you back to your own dream. You mentioned it before, age 6. You said you were going to be #1 in the world. You looked at Pete Sampras. You said, that's going to be me.
Yes.
You've surpassed him now. But a lot of people, Novak, have dreams in their lives, but they remain a fantasy. What do you think it was in your character and the values that your parents gave you that were able for you to realize that dream?
Well, I must say I was fortunate. I really was. I was fortunate. I was blessed to have the right support from the environment and from surrounding. So first of all, my parents. There are obviously people that believed in me, even maybe at times when I didn't believe in myself. As someone that had that fortune and that has been through difficult times together with the people of Serbia during the 90s and a couple of wars and economic crisis, when it was highly unlikely to pursue a dream of becoming a #1 tennis player in the world in the sport that is very economically demanding, especially for us that have lived, in times when there were sanctions and embargo, and you had to wait in a line for bread and milk, and let alone buying a tennis racket or paying for a tennis lesson that was quite expensive. In a way, you prove to yourself, but also to others that really everything is possible if you believe in your dream and if you have the right support around yourself to nurture and pursue that dream.
Novak, you talked, of course, about the devastating conflicts you went through as a child in '92 and in 1999, the wars here.
Yeah.
What do you think got you through that as a child, and how you were able to move on from that?
Well, dreams have magic, and one of the magical things that you get from dreams is resilience, I feel like, and the dream of winning Wimbledon and becoming a world's best tennis player has stuck with me even during those hardships and times of adversity, when you had to face adversity and overcome some of the toughest life challenges. And as a young boy, I was born in '87, so I was 12 and a half actually when we had those bombings in '99, and we had to go through '90s and those early stages of our lives. But we didn't know much about politics, about war, about anything that was happening, during those times, and we were too young. So we were going to school, and then when the war started, we could spend more time playing outdoors and playing tennis, and we were spending time together. I think, that imagination and myself visualizing and hanging on to this dream has empowered me to kind of go through those moments and not really allow any dark clouds in my mind.
How important, Novak, do you think is mentorship and mentoring the next generation? Because you had, you called her your tennis mother, Jelena Gerčić, and she was very important in your life. What did you learn from her that you carry today?
I've learned many things from her. First of all, I have to say that I was also very fortunate to have blessing from my parents to spend that much time with Jelena. And I was only 6, 7 years old actually when I started working individually with her, but I met her when I was 4 or 5. And I was so fortunate to have the right people in my life, and Jelena is one of them. And we used to spend a lot of time talking about life, not just sport. And we used to listen to classical music, read poetry. So she had that very holistic approach to life. And that's why I feel like today I do have the same. You know, I see things from various perspectives, and I understand that we can't see ourselves solely from one point of view. And together with my parents, she worked strategically to you know, to develop me, to help me develop, to help me, you know, empower myself in a way and help chase my dream and understand that there is a world around me that evolves together with me, and that I have to be always very aware of that and responsible for my actions. I truly believe more in the journey, and when you listen to the athletes, and well, including myself, after their victories, they reflect on their journeys, because the moment when you receive the trophy or a medal is just a moment in time, and it would be nothing without that journey.
Still ahead, we find out what the future holds for the world's #1 tennis player.
Plus, we find out just how important it is to keep on breaking those records.
The question that I ask myself, to be honest with you, is it more important than time I spend with my family? Is it more important than my health? Is it more important than anything else?